first episode. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm joined by my co-host Lainey.
Hello.
And my other co-host Josh.
Hey, how's it going? This time I'm not a baloney.
Yeah, he actually did a face reveal, so this is actually the first face reveal.
Yeah, face reveal episode 2, face reveal. You guys did it.
We did
you
it.
Made it. We got more than one subscriber on the subscription for YouTube. So there we go. Face reveal.
I was very actually surprised that we got 5 subscribers out of that. I was like, oh wow, people actually want to listen to like random ramblings of like 3 people who all have different interests, and I'm very proud of that. So good job, guys. Good job getting around. Good job to you, the viewer too. Thank you for.
Oh yeah, thank you. Specifically.
You.
And thanks for the likes, guys. Thanks for the Lainey's one comment on the video that misinterpreted.
I watched it. I went back and watched it and realized I messed it up, and I was like, crud.
So out of all of us who subscribed to the channel,
I did.
Oh, okay.
Josh, what are you doing? Did you not subscribe to the channel? You don't support your own self, man? Oh, God.
If I subscribe myself, I'm it's like liking your own photo, It's like, oh no, like, do I do it to keep the ball rolling, or do I just
keep rolling the positiveness? Yeah.
Hype yourself up.
I want you to go right now and subscribe to us.
Well, I'm gonna start hyping myself up, so
you just take a shot.
Anyway,
was that Saki?
Yeah. What's up? I'm hyping myself up. When you said to hype myself up, that's how I'm gonna hype myself up.
Okay. All right. Well,
I didn't know that I meant use alcohol to do it.
And you just drink a Coke too while you're at it. What the? You drink Saki, you like follow it up with some chaser of a Coke.
It's like drinking Coke. I mean,
totally
you're gonna see this throughout the entire.
Oh, so it's just gonna go downhill, is what you're saying. We're gonna.
Oh no! It's. I mean, maybe, but I think it'll just go up.
It's an incline. We'll see what happens. Man, I need to take off my shoes.
It'll be a roller coaster, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, on today's Real Baloney episode, we have some pretty good baloney. I say that's been packing in the fridge for a little bit. It was delayed a little bit, but we're finally here, guys. We finally have reached phase 4 of Marvel, and we're introduced to the first 2 episodes of WandaVision that come in. Now, to our viewers, I just want to say, did we agree 10 minutes? Is that what we agreed on? The first 10 minutes?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about how we feel about WandaVision for a little bit, and then for 10 minutes, we'll spoil it, maybe even less, honestly.
Yeah.
But after that, like, if you guys want to come back up to like 10 minutes and watch it.
Yeah, we'll make it very clear.
We're only gonna do like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna give our first impressions on it, like what we thought and how we felt about it, and then we'll go into the dirty details and spoiler. But we will make it very clear when we're starting that, so that you don't have to, be like, I'm gonna click off before I hear anything. So we're gonna make it very easy for the transition for all of you watching or listening. So yeah, who wants to go first?
So I saw it last night. Okay. Watched it back to back. Thematically, I liked it. I like the theme of the episodes. I like pretty much where it's set and how it's done. Overall, I think the episodes were pretty good. They were short, sweet. It's nothing really action filled at all. It's just kind of, I think it's building up to that, but I liked it. I enjoyed it right now so far.
Yeah, Lainey.
I agree. I thought the episodes are really good way to introduce the show. Of course, not really a lot of action, but there are definitely a lot of Easter eggs hinting at what's to come, and I'm pretty excited for it. I think the way that they executed the first 2 episodes were really well done, and I think I'm pretty excited for what's to come. I'm pretty excited for this show.
Yeah. I am totally with you guys. I've been hyping up this show for a couple months now. I hearing it from a whole bunch of ends, people being like, "Oh, I'm not interested. Like those two characters aren't kind of like what I'm into. I'm more into like the action packed stuff." And knowing this was going to be different going into it from everyone that's been talking about it for months, and like how Marvel's been kind of dishing out the marketing. It is very interesting. I love what they're doing with it. I love how it's different from anything we've ever seen from Marvel movies, from Marvel TV shows in general. I think it's a just interesting aspect to look at these two characters and what is going on in this place, and it's very sweet. I'll agree with Josh. Very sweet, very just fun. It's a fun show. I would say it's super fun, super just giddy, and so the way that they're doing the show is so it's just interesting. I that's the only word I can come up with is
it's really family oriented,
yeah,
which is something I really like.
mm-hmm.
It's it's basically like a old school show that you watch way back when, like you'll see on like I don't know, those old channels that they have now. I don't know what they have on cable. I don't know the name of the old
or something like that. TCM.
Yeah, like TMC. Yeah, like TMC, TCM, or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah.
The Old People Network is what I like to call it. I mean, I could be worse. I could call it the Boomer Network.
Yeah, the Boomer. Okay, Boomer.
But I mean, but I enjoy it. I enjoyed it for what it is, for the characters, and it's how like family oriented it was.
Yeah.
Like you could just like anybody could watch it. Like I also don't think you really have to know a whole lot of the background getting into it. You could just go into it, be like not expecting anything from past Marvel stuff that they did before getting into this series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree with you on that, and I don't think I want to like make sure this isn't a spoiler, but I don't think it is. With the way it's shot.
Well then,
no, just the way it's shot, and like how I don't think it's a spoiler to say what sort of genre it is, because it's shot in the way of a sitcom. All the old sitcoms of the so that's not a spoiler, right? I don't think that's like a
consider it a spoiler just because when you watch the trailer for it, you kind of already like know how it's gonna be done. Like I know they did it in front of a live studio audience because that's kind of the whole sitcom style. And so I wouldn't really consider that a spoiler just because it was kind of already like shown in the trailer.
It was
exactly how it was going to be.
Yeah,
like it was already teased exactly how the style of the show was going to be done. And I know like a lot of people were mixed about that because they thought the whole sitcom style was very like cheesy and very campy. But honestly, I really loved it because it kind of gives you like I Love Lucy vibes.
Yes.
So I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. The way it is shot in like the sitcom way, going into it, obviously you know that because of the trailers that you've seen, unless you like blacklisted yourself and you're like, I'm not watching anything about it. But I totally agree with the I Love Lucy vibe, and then with the second episode being the difference, the difference of it. But it's so different, and I love it. And the funny, you would think that it's gonna be super cheesy with the sitcom, like sort of like ha 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 laugh tracks and stuff, but it is, but it works. It comes off, and they nail it. They don't like, it's not like too much. It's what it is. It is what a sitcom was in like the 60s, 50s, and so they nail it on the head, and I love it, and it's super funny. And the first episode I was kind of like, okay, like I get it. It's like breathe through my nose funny, like, oh, that's funny, scoff, Second episode, Paul Bettany, man, it steals.
I have no words.
Well, let's I set a timer. I set a timer. Let's get into the nitty gritty.
Okay, so
I'm starting it right now.
No, don't start right now. Just wait 1 second. We are
Okay,
we
sure.
are going into full spoilers for the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. So you are warned. Yeah,
You are warned.
yeah. If you not go 10 minutes after this point, and we will make sure to cut it off. So and 3, 2, 1, we're good. Oh my god!
All right.
So much I want to talk about.
So I want to start real quick and just say, like I love how it's a combination to me of I Love Lucy and what's that one movie
Bewitched.
called with? No.
Oh.
It's the one movie with Jim Carrey where he's himself, but they have the whole movie around him or a whole show around him.
Oh, The Truman Show.
The Truman Show. That's what it reminds me of.
Mm-hmm.
So, because in the background, what you see when you at the end of episode 1, you have a guy completely watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, and I like some of the stuff where, like, I guess the beginning of episode 2, where they're like, "Oh, what's going on? What's knocking on the door?" And then you see like a colored helicopter, and you're like, "What the heck?" And then not only that, you see the glass break, and one of the
blood
characters like gets cut and this
Yeah.
blood. I'm like, I love this. I love the fact that they have this I Love Lucy mixed in with like, oh, the shit's happening,
Mm-hmm.
bad stuff's going on with that. Like even with when I saw like Deborah Joe, the person from that 70s show in it,
Yes.
that's when I'm like, yes. I'm glad it's her. They
Yes.
couldn't have picked anyone
Yeah.
more perfect.
That,
Not only that,
I agree with that completely.
and she's just laughing as her husband's just choking and dying. I was laughing so hard. Just like,
Someone is in
okay,
the chat
okay.
asking what we're
Yeah.
talking about. Should we warn them about that?
Michael, this is my friend Michael. Michael, we are talking about WandaVision right now. So if you haven't watched WandaVision, we're going into full spoilers as of this moment.
Yeah, you came in at the worst.
Yeah.
time.
So, but if you
Yeah,
have watched
yeah.
it, then that's what we're talking about. So,
We got viewers
But-
coming in like crazy right now.
God.
So like so yeah, that was what I liked. I thought that was the funny part.
Mhm.
I'm not like another part I really liked is when they portrayed Vision as like super drunk. When he just was all gummed up inside.
I love. You didn't
I
like
think
that?
that was no, I loved it.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That was the part that I loved.
that was
Like
so
that
good.
was his way of getting like super drunk
Mhm.
without having drinking beer.
Yeah.
And it's such a like 60s way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
A 19 like because you can't do a whole lot. Like they had the separate beds
Mm-hmm.
in the first shot of episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, that's what it was in the 60s. So like you're not going to have like someone really drinking besides, when that I think what was it, like Bewitched, where they'd make the martini for that one dude.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, like they don't, and it's a kid show too. It's a
Mhm.
Disney, so they're not going to really have that. So I thought that was a really clever way of making him feel like he's drunk. But that's what I liked about it. My spoiler version a little bit.
Oh no. Sorry, my
I know
friend.
Laney wants to talk a lot more into it,
Yeah,
so I'll
but
let you go ahead.
Before we get into it, my friend Michael said haven't watched it, but the internet ruined the last episode of The Mandalorian for me, so I've given up on on live already. So, and M7, how you doing, man? We're talking about WandaVision episode 1 and 2. So we're getting into spoilers a little bit. So if you want to stick around, that's cool. If not, totally understand. But that's what we're talking about. So go ahead, Lainey.
So, I absolutely love this show because Wanda was one of my favorite characters in Avengers. I thought, honestly, like in Avengers, her powers were so underrated, and now that they have their own show, we get to see something like truly amazing with her character development. This is crazy. So a lot of the Easter eggs mentioned in the show have to do a lot with her past. If you guys remember the first episode where they were doing the toaster with Stark Industries, and how the toaster kept like continuously beeping and beeping. They were doing that to pay homage to Avengers: Age of Ultron when she mentioned how her parents were killed by the bomb from Tony Stark.
Why are you laughing,
I-
Josh? Josh is laughing at that.
That was exactly the point of that.
Yeah, the reason why I'm laughing is because like in the commercial, the fake commercial they did in between shot to shot, was that the girl was so annoyed about that beeping, and that's just what that's what that reminded me of how annoyed she was, and then it ended up being how her parents died. And I'm like, oh, well, that's great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
know about the
continue.
beekeeper. So when I was watching that scene in episode 2 at the end with the beekeeper, when I literally saw him, no joke, like you can't really see his face, but when I looked at his face, I envisioned her brother. I literally don't know what it was, but I saw her brother as the beekeeper. And then from the helicopter, the helicopter of course had the sword on it. And that sword actually was supposed to stand for like something like about, I can't remember what it stood for, to be honest. The actual acronym for it.
It's like
But it
dimensional some study or something like
Yeah.
that.
So it actually has to do with Xmen. Here's the part I wanted to mention to you guys about the surprise guest. So from what I saw on social media, they are planning to bring Evan Peters Quicksilver to the show. They are, so what I saw
I didn't
was
see that at all. That's actually really cool.
I was seeing it all over social media that apparently he was reported to be on set for the show, and that they were because this is supposed to be another dimension, of course, another universe. I think what they're finally going to do with this show is bring the X-Men universe to the main Marvel universe.
I was honestly thinking about that just now when you were talking about
that is
her
my
brother.
main theory. That is my main theory because the sword was supposed to be like, I think the S stand for like Sentinels or something. And if you saw X-Men Days of Future Past, that is exactly what they dealt with. They dealt with Sentinel robots. And then not only that, but we see throughout both the first and second episode, they transition time periods. The first episode is supposed to be more 50s, and then when we get to the end of episode 2, it's transitioning to the 70s, which is exactly around this time, which was exactly the time period Days of Future Past took place, was the 70s. Which makes me so incredibly excited about this show. So like I'm like so excited for it, because if that's what they're doing, I'm just kind of like, wow, Marvel is really like giving it their all with this new phase. So I absolutely love that about the show.
Well, we got like about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, so Jacob, let's hear your thoughts on it.
So just to kind of let you guys know, SWORD stands for Sentient World Observation and Response Department, is what SWORD stands for.
Got it.
So I like you that I love those infomercials in between it, because it's like a little ad break for them, but it's a cool little sneak peek of like, okay, what's going on. So we got the toaster, and we got the which was the beeping, and then we get this episode 2, we get the watch that has Hydra on it, and we're like, oh, what the fuck is that? So that's Hydra, like they're still around. Funny enough though, the 2 infomercials, they star the same people. It's the 2 same actors that are in both ones. I have a theory that, to follow you, Lainey, like how it paid homage to, like, you know, her Age of Ultron, how her family died. Those 2 people are her parents. And
that's what I was gonna say.
And those are actually her parents, and so that they're in that world that she's in. And then, you know, we also hear the radio. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. We also hear the radio, you know, during episode 2 of like where are you? Or I think it's like, where are you, Wanda? Or why are you? Or what is the question?
It was like who's
Wanda,
doing this?
Who's doing this?
Who's doing this to you, Wanda? Who's controlling you?
Yeah, and then so we also see her talk about sorry, I'm like blanking now. All right, she's like controlling everything, because whenever we see her boss choking, you know, she's like Paul Vision looks like super like scared to do anything, and I'm like, why is he looking like that? And then she's, you know, like just kind of staring there, and then like we see like the woman, you know, as she's choking, she's like, oh, stop it, but she's like laughing uncontrollably, and when she's saying stop it, she's looking at Wanda like, you stop this right now, whatever you're doing, because this is like your world. And then she says, Vision, do something. And then he reacts and like goes and just gets it out. And then everything goes back to normal. And I also want to say, sorry, I'm like trying to speed through this.
No, you're good.
The sitcom like way of that this is done is so great and awesome. But can I just say, I love when they exit those cameras, when they exit those like shots of it's a sitcom to like be a movie style, and you're like, what is going on? Like when he hears the second bump, he's like, oh, I'm gonna get those things, and we see the beekeeper come out, but it's a different shot. It's still in black and white, but it's like a movie shot. Like that's not a sitcom like one standard camera shot. It's like here is a shot, and then and then after that she says no, and like everything rewinds and goes back, and now we're going into like she's pregnant. There's color, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So it makes
because they kiss, and when they kiss, that's how people become pregnant.
Yeah. Exactly, and that was something that a sitcom would do, back in the but obviously it's not that, but or that's how they would explain it to kids, but yeah, it's just so interesting. Well, technically those aren't. Well, yeah, technically they're not. But sorry, so much.
But it's.
The thing I'll say I liked too about the show is her neighbors, like each of the cast members, you don't realize it, but they're a lot more important than we think. Like, especially in the first episode, the lady who came over, was her name?
The nosy neighbor. That's what people are calling her on the internet, the nosy neighbor.
Was it Agatha? Was it Agnes? I can't remember what it was. I think it was Agnes. And so people are connecting that to that, plus she said her husband was like a devil or something. They're actually connecting it to a supervillain. I can't. Yes. It starts with an M. Yeah. Yes, they are connecting her to be a villain as well as her husband, which makes me super excited about that, because I have a feeling we're gonna have quite a few super villains in this show.
Yeah, and sorry, this is still spoiler for anyone still listening, if you're listening.
Yeah, even though we're already past the 10-minute mark, I mean,
I have like this one like little extra thing. One last thing. With all of this and what you guys were saying, what Lainey said about how it's a way to bring in the X-Men, amazing idea. I think it's perfect. Especially because we know for a fact this show is the lead-in to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and somehow we get at the end of the show we will get a lead-in to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and that movie is supposed to open up the universe to some, and they've been teasing it as the horror / aspect that they want to finally make a horror movie, but I think that's the key part of we're gonna be getting all of the X-Men finally in here of what we now know and like what everyone's wanted. It's the one way to bring everything into one. So especially with everything they've done with Days of Future Past and having everything be that, but we're finally we're connected with Fox, we're getting Blade, we're getting Fantastic Four, we're getting Moon Knight, and it's like everyone knows like the biggest step that I think the next Avenger movie, if this is X-Men, if it does lead into X-Men, I think the next Avenger movie should be Avengers versus the X-Men. And I think I
think it would have to be X-Men. The reason why is because X-Men is such a prominent franchise, and everybody more or less knows X-Men. Fantastic Four, all the movies they haven't been that great. A lot of the other stuff that Fox have had hasn't really been so good. So to me, the only thing that would make sense for like a huge blockbuster hit to make a ton of money would be something like the Avengers versus X-Men, or at least having the X-Men kind of inch their way into that cinematic universes, like with Quicksilver, and then go from there.
Yeah,
I think that's the next logical.
I gotta say, Lainey, your thing, I didn't even think of that, and I'm like,
no,
that would be amazing.
I read it. It was actually before it was actually last week before the show even came out, and I kept seeing, of course, a lot of more prominent podcasters, more prominent people that work with Marvel and stuff reviewing it. And that was one of the biggest theories I kept seeing. And I was like, that actually makes so much sense with the time period that they're focusing the show on and how they're doing the show. It would make so much sense, especially because we saw Sword on the helicopter and Sentinels were a huge thing when they did X-Men Days of Future Past. And that was actually how they train the X-Men, was after they defeated them, they actually ended up using the Sentinels to train X-Men. And so to me, it would be really cool to see that. Plus, I loved Evan Peters as Quicksilver. I think he was so funny, and I think it would actually like go well with the show with the whole comedic vibe anyways. And honestly, with the whole multiverse, I honestly think that's exactly what they're going to do with Spider-Man 2, is they're going to make the new one a lot. They're going to basically more or less do a live action Into the Spider-Verse. If they do that, I definitely think eventually if they bring X-Men in, they're going to try to get Deadpool and Spider-Man to do a crossover.
And because we already know that like Deadpool 3 is in development and it's going to be rated R, and they have Ryan Gosling got all the blessings and stuff from Disney and from Marvel saying we're going to let this happen. So definitely, I think we need Spider-Man and Deadpool in the movie as well. I
have too many comic books of them doing crossover, so I'm just like, I want to see something.
Yeah.
So getting out of the whole WandaVision territory, I think that's something we should pick up on. Honestly, continuing to Marvel, how do you see X-Men or everybody else going into that Marvel Cinematic Universe? Like, the way I see it is, I think the way that they should do it is when Spider-Man does enter that multiverse, I think that like stretches a hole wide open to where people can add, that's when like you have people from X-Men kind of just going in, you see them creeping out of like all from the Marvel world. Like you see them being added, and I think it would be fun too, because of the multiverse, to have the Quicksilvers from each of the movies from Marvel and from Days of Future Past to kind of just be in either, whether it be the Wanda show or the WandaVision, or whether it be in like a cinematic movie with the X-Men. I think that'd be kind of funny too, because you already have Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, that will be in the new like multiverse movie. So I think that'd be cool too, to add whatever characters that they had for each person. Like, I think it'd be funny to have Captain America meeting what's his name, the Human Torch, and they're like the same person, and it's great. Like, you guys, like they look alike or something like that. I think that'd be funny too.
I think that's such a cool idea, especially because they said that Chris Evans was coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yes. I think that would be such a great way to do that for him. I honestly wonder if he's gonna like be in one of the shows too, because I mean, time period fit, like with WandaVision, the time frame fits perfect. I think honestly, if they bring him back, they should definitely show what he did with the stones and like what happened when he traveled back to take the stones back. I think that'd be such a cool thing to see, especially because we see him go back to the past and basically just stay there, and I was so sad about that.
Well, I think that's a huge implement that they're gonna do, because he stayed back in the past and he was an old man, he was an old fart, he was a boomer when he came back. That he will be probably somewhat in that show, and I think it'd be funny too is when they had that PSA in Spider-Man Homecoming, to have that kind of split somewhere in that show too.
Oh, yeah.
Like as like a little in between. I think that'd be funny too. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I think that's a good point. I think he'd be somewhere in there, because I mean, he went back in time, and I think it'd be funny too. Like, let's say, like we were talking before you kind of brought that up, him being in WandaVision, having him, who was it, Captain Falcon as like the new Captain America. So him, Chris Evans Captain America, and then Chris Evans Human Torch, all like meeting together. God. All right next to each other.
Christ.
It's like the Spider-Man meme where they're all just looking at each other.
Yeah, they're like,
what? I feel like that's exactly what's gonna happen though with Spider-Man 3 too. Is they're gonna all look at each other and be like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason why they're making the movie is because of that meme. It's not because of not because
I
people
think it's gonna
want
be
it. It's
so
because of
good
the
though.
meme.
I think it's gonna be
I think
so
it'll be
good though, because not only are they gonna bring Andrew Garfield back and Tobey Maguire, but they're also bringing back freaking what's the bad guy
Doc
from
Ock.
Spider-Man 2 with
Doc
Tobey
Ock.
Maguire.
Yeah, Doc
Yes,
Ock.
they're gonna have him. Not only that,
I
but
just
they have what's his face, the newspaper guy who was in the
Jones
in the
Jameson.
yes, and it's like they like with that they're already like to me when they showed him in that movie, I felt like they were already hinting at something like big to come. And
That just gave me a
and
huge idea actually, the way that they might
to
do
know
it.
Doc
The way
Ock
you
is
just
coming
said
back
that.
too, I'm just like, wait, does this mean they're gonna like have like all of them back? Because we already know Tobey Maguire, his Spider-Man, they had Mary Jane Watson. I'd kind of like to see them both come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see her come back because it would make so much sense with not only like Into the Spider-Verse, like where it's like older Spider-Man and Mary Jane's his wife,
Yeah.
but in the comic books, they end up going on to have a daughter who kind of actually like becomes Spider-Girl. So I would kind of like to see that too. Like it'd be kind of cool to see that.
So when you had brought up, so when you brought up that Doc Ock was gonna be in it from Spider-Man 2, that just made me think right away. Do you know how he dies in the movie, where you have that huge ball of energy? What if that is the multiverse, like the window to the multiverse, to where they all can meet?
To where Doc Ock opened it up.
Yeah, so where Doc Ock is in the movie, Jonah Jameson is in the movie, Peter Parker. Like, let's say like that never got cut off or whatever. That it wasn't really dead or whatever. It wasn't turned off, and it's still there. And that's how those characters get into the multiverse.
Man, we're thinking way deep right now. Like that could
be,
but like
theories. We're getting theories.
That's not just a theory; it's a movie theory. Thanks for watching.
Like it's a guy. What Moss mentioned here, which I was gonna get into too. Jamie Foxx apparently is also coming back as Electro in that movie as well. And if you think about every person they have set up right now, we could be getting the thing that they've been working towards for like almost 10 years now, which is this next Spider-Man movie. I know they've been doing like Homecoming and now Far From Home, and then everyone's like, something could be called Home something. I'm like, I think they're finally gonna drop that with this movie, and it's gonna be Spider-Man and the Sinister Six, because they've been building towards it and building towards it. If we get Doc Ock, if we get Electro, we could have.
They were supposed to do that actually in Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And they were supposed to have, of course, Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
His friend became Green Goblin. I actually think that would be like the perfect thing ever. I say that because I like I said, I would absolutely love to see like MJ Watson come back, and then other MJ, and then of course we saw Gwen Stacy die, but I really, really want to hope that she's not dead and we actually get Spider-Gwen and like just
Live
see
action.
them all team up. Yes, and see them like all team up against Sinister Six.
Well,
I
want
supposed
silk,
to have
baby. Her. I want some silk in there.
They were so the thing that sucked with Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield was they had all these big plans. They had Sinister Six. They actually were supposed to have Black Cat because Felicity Jones, I think, was who played in it. She was supposed to be her. They were supposed to introduce her, and of course, Sony ended up getting the rights to Spider-Man and recasting completely. But I would honestly love to see that whole like just team up against them, butt-kicking like just amazing fight scenes in this next Spider-Man movie.
I would love to see that too, but that's up to Sony.
Yeah, well, it's up to Sony and Disney because now they did it. But also Moss mentions here. But okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's up to their deal. I don't know what's up with their deal and how many movies that they're gonna do this with. But like even after that, like after the second movie, or it was one of the movies like he was in that they were gonna like pull the plug on letting Marvel.
Yeah, they were like they were talking about that originally last year, but then or last year or 2 years ago, it may have been 2 years ago. But then after they talked about that, they were like, Spider-Man isn't gonna be in it anymore, and everyone was like, that's the stupidest idea ever because then if that's the point and if that's the thing that you're gonna do, you're taking Spider-Man out, and we have to act like he was never in the MCU, because then that means everything that happened with Tony Stark and him never existed.
No,
and
you
it's
can
like,
just no. You could keep that. You could just kill off Spider-Man. It's easy.
No,
You just shoot him
they
with a gun.
But
they
they can't. They wouldn't be able to
so
mention
hard
him.
on this.
They wouldn't be able to mention him. That's like the point. It's like, so
Yeah,
you're literally taking. It's like taking a memory from somebody and being like, no, you don't remember that anymore. But to get to my point.
Oh no, you know.
Okay.
The way to get rid of him is you could have Doctor Strange like erase it from their mind. So it's like he was never born.
Spider-Man's my favorite.
So yeah, she cosplays Spider-Man, so you can't be doing that, man.
I could
But-
not
I'm just
live
saying
with the thought of Spider-Man not
it's up to
existing.
Sony.
Yeah,
It's
but
up to Sony to make sure they give their rights to do
so
That's
with
all I'm
that,
saying.
they did, and it's because they were making Morbius, they were making Venom, they were making all these, and then they had a whole bunch of other stuff lined up. They're like, we're gonna get all this stuff out, but then they realized like, well, you're right, like they're right with Disney, and then so they gave Disney, they're like, we're not gonna go through with that, and Tom Holland talked with Sony about it too, and like, you can't, like, this is gonna work better if we work with Disney.
I just want to say I absolutely love Tom Holland. I love how passionate he is about playing this character, and you can tell that he is, because he literally drunk called that, like, Sony, like when they were going through this whole dispute, he drunk called Sony and basically begged for them like not to cut ties with Disney. He literally begged for them because he loved playing the role so much.
Yeah.
And if they cut ties, he no longer would be playing Spider-Man. They wouldn't even have Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I'm just like he fought for it, and that's awesome. Like him playing the main role, he fought for that role. He fought for them to keep that, and I absolutely admire him for that.
Yeah, no,
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, he got drunk off sake, was playing Sony Spider-Man, and tried to appease the Sony gods for them to keep
He's like,
making
wait,
movies
guys.
with Disney.
Yeah, I think he's the best Spider-Man. Like I always tell people, I'm like, Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker, not so good Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man, not a good Peter Parker. Tom Holland is the best of both worlds. It's the best you could get. He looks like a teenager. He acts like an awkward teenager. When he's Spider-Man, he cracks the jokes at the perfect timing, and the voice of him and stuff like that just all makes sense.
They didn't do it like the first two actors, like the traditional way that they did it, of he's like a senior in high school, it's him barely getting his powers, he's about to go to college kind of thing. I love that they made him younger, and I love that they didn't really do an origin story of him getting his powers. He already had them. I thought the take on it was really good, and that they actually like finally put him into the Avengers. I love that they did that for him.
Yeah. And to kind of wrap this with the bow and finish off the conversation about the Spider-Man 3 coming out and stuff. Sorry, what were you saying?
Spider-Man 3 already came out. What are you talking about? It was
whatever, man, whatever. You know what I mean? The next Homecoming Spider-Man movie that comes out with all three of the Spider-Mans. I would just like to say, yes, I saw Moss over here in the chat say Daredevil was also cast, the original Netflix Daredevil. Not original, the Netflix Daredevil, because the original is, as we know, Ben Affleck. And they say a hero. Oh wait, that is Spider-Man. That's the first Spider-Man. But yeah, just to let you guys, I don't know if you guys heard this or whatever, but Kevin Feige, after interviewing for WandaVision and stuff and talking about to multiple people, did say that all of the casting that has come out for Spider-Man, some of it is not true. Some of it is right. So I'm guessing the right ones are. What the heck happened to John? Why does he look like a portrait? He looks so good. Like someone just painted him on there. What's happened there?
Yeah, I know my camera's having trouble. That's why I
good.
clicked off and clicked
But
on. So
but I do feel like that the three Spider-Man are like the real casting, but I feel like the Daredevil one may not be real, and there's a couple others where it's been kind of gotten strange, which and there's Doctor Strange is also in that casting, which could be happening, but I'm just wondering how much of it is fake and how much of it is real. So once he said that, I was like, well, he could be covering up for the fact that he doesn't want anybody to know about it and say like, oh, well, now they're going to theorize about that, but then when they see it, it's going to be everyone that they expected. So it could be that. I'm hoping it's Sinister Six. I think that's the best way to open it up and have the different actors come in from the different things, because we haven't established for Tom Holland's character at least a Green Goblin, so they could either bring back Green Goblin, James Franco, which that would be so left field, but they'd probably bring back
that would be like a far off theory,
yeah,
like somewhere in the back of my mind theory.
Mm-hmm. But obviously they have Doc Ock, we have Venom, we have Matt Hardy's Venom that can come in and do something. We have Morbius, which is supposed to be coming out at some point with Jared Leto, so he could be in it. One theory that I've seen is that Draven, the Hunter Draven, the reason why this season even starting is because Draven, I think his name is Draven, right? The other Spider-Man villain. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Is it Draven?
Yeah.
No,
like,
I don't.
Like Draven?
It may be pronounced Draven. Let me see. Draven the Hunter.
I was gonna say, I think it's Draven because I play League of Legends and there's a character named
Draven.
Oh,
I'm talking about, let me see. Draven Spider-Man. Let me see if I'm getting that. Yeah, Draven. Spider-Man. Draven is his name. So Draven is like this great hunter, and he hunted like exotic animals, and he's like killed every animal that you can think of. But the one that he starts like hunting more difficult stuff, which is humans. So he like starts killing humans and stuff, I believe. And the one human he really wants to kill is Spider-Man, because he's like, I can't kill him. So I think the whole purpose of this is that it's going to be a Draven from a different dimension that comes in and collects all these heroes from the different dimensions that had different Spider-Mans and wants to kill each of the Spider-Men in each different dimension. So we're going to be getting the Spider-Man from those different dimensions with their villains. So Doc Ock from the original, I'm pretty sure Rhino from Amazing Spider-Man would come back, and then because they were setting all those up, and then we have Michael Keaton's character who was Falcon or Vulture, and so we have enough villains here, and Venom, and then obviously the other ones. So we have enough villains to make the Sinister Six into a thing. So I believe it's full-heartedly this is going to be a Sinister Six movie for sure. I'm done talking. I'm sorry, that was a long winded breath, but yeah.
Like, I kind of like want to know if Venom's going to really be a villain to Spider-Man, because when you watch Venom and you see how he of course got fired from what's it called, and then of course in Spider-Man Far From Home at the end we see of course Jonah Jameson literally say, hey, this is who Spider-Man is. I kind of almost wonder if they might have Venom actually team up with them. I don't know, that's just kind of a theory, because in Venom we don't really see him necessarily be a bad guy, but he's more like Deadpool. He's like an anti-hero kind of thing. And so he's not really good or bad. It's more of he just kind of does whatever he feels like. And I think it'd be kind of cool to see him team up with the different Spider-Men and go against the Sinister Six. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, and then we're also, with the next Venom movie, it's Total Carnage, so we're getting Carnage also.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see what they do with that too. But okay, I think we're good on this Marvel stuff right now. We're gonna put a pin in it. Josh, was that your talk about point? Was that your thing you want to talk about, or no? Oh no, he's frozen. Josh, can you hear me?
Oh no!
Yeah, I could hear you. Everything's just kind of
frozen.
Yeah. Was that your talking point though?
Oh no.
A talking point?
Yeah, was that your talking point?
Sorry, like. No, it wasn't. Sorry, I'm just like trying to figure this out.
You're
I'm
good.
having like things happening on my end, so I'm figuring that out.
Yeah.
No, but I like to I like to see like a Spider-Man Carnage Venom movie. I know that's what I would watch when I was growing up. It was a lot of Spider-Man. So, and I like Carnage as like a villain, but you know, that never really like aspired.
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. He's like,
No,
all
you're
right,
good.
He's
It's
like, I
just
see
like,
you,
like
but
I said.
yeah, you just were so like laggy. It was like you were talking, you were like, like he's not even saying what he's saying.
Well, here, let me
Oh,
turn off
God.
the camera since it's.
We'll
I'll
be
just
the
do that.
baloney.
Make it audio. I'll be the baloney. I'll be
I-
back to my baloney sound.
I do want to ask: is anybody else recording this, or am I the only one recording this right now?
You're the only one recording.
Okay.
You're the only one.
So I did not hit record on this one. I'm streaming right now, so it'll be a VOD. I just wanted to ask if anybody else was doing it.
you should be able to save
no.
it as a video like onto your computer and then
Yeah.
be able
Yeah.
to like
Upload
Yeah,
it.
it's easy.
Should be good. Yeah, I just want to make sure because I didn't hit it. I was like, I looked like, and halfway through like the WandaVision stuff, I was like, oh shit,
like,
I didn't
oh,
press
no.
record. Oh my god,
Oh no.
I'm an idiot.
It's all
Obviously,
good.
I should have remembered, but that's my bad. But yeah, I'll figure it out. But yeah, okay. So, Josh, do you think we'll have time to talk about what you want to talk about, or do you want to kind of get?
Oh, we have plenty. I mean, a lot of my stuff wasn't a whole lot of stuff going on. Hold on. Mine was just about drinks and alcohol.
Oh, you
and
want to talk
beer.
about? Okay.
Here's the shit cam. That's what we're going with. We're going with the shit cam today, boys. Just to make sure everything's all good.
Okay.
Plug the YouTube, they say.
Plug the YouTube.
Plug the YouTube.
The YouTube
Okay.
is realbaloney slash YouTube slash that's it.
Is
That's
that
it.
just
It's
it? I
YouTube
don't even know.
If you look up Real
should-
Baloney, you should be able to find our first episode pretty quickly on videos.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real and then capital BALONEY. It's not Bologna.
Blog now.
It's baloney.
Okay, here we go. I'll go here.
Oh, Bologna, it's baloney.
This should be it. And boom, boom, bam. Here's the YouTube.
Actually, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna change subjects. What's everyone's favorite Pokemon?
Ooh.
Pokemon?
Ooh.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. If you were to have one Pokemon IRL, which Pokemon would that be?
You know what?
Oh, by the way, here you go for all the Pokemon fans. Here you go. I'm opening cards right now, so continue.
Do you want to go first, Lane? Do you know, or do you have to think on it?
You do that.
You
while I
can
do
go
this.
first. You can go
Yeah,
first.
I got this.
Did you already look through them? Or you just? Or is
No,
this like,
I got
okay.
electric.
Oh.
Cool.
My favorite Pokemon, I would have to say, is you know, I gotta go OG. Always been it. Every single time I'll pick it. My boy Charizard, cause God.
Soy boy got it.
Damn.
Soy boy.
So white boy, is that what you said?
No, I said a soy boy. but
Oh,
continue.
because I just want to say Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. Oh my god, so powerful. Love it, love them. So
Speaking
cute.
of Charmander.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. I'm gonna die. Like, see, like, I'm just
Oh,
saying.
there's my reverse. Oh, I screwed this up. I'm really bad. It's 5 from the back. This is what I got. This is the good one.
What?
Swallow
Oh,
or swallow.
Yeah, you're gonna have to swallow that
I call
card.
him swallow.
But everyone subscribe and ring the bell. Yeah, exactly. If you haven't, go subscribe to the YouTube Real Baloney on YouTube. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, leave a comment. We're gonna be there every week. Hopefully, you know, keep it. We'll
Tell me
forever, but
in the next video on the comments, put your favorite Pokemon
Yeah.
that you would have IRL.
tell us your favorite. Oh, Moss says
Okay.
Squirtle right here. So, but yeah,
Wow,
Charmander.
you
Well, sorry.
guys are basic. So you guys are basic.
But I got it.
Wait, don't tell me yours is gonna be like Bulbasaur or something.
No,
I'm gonna be
no.
upset.
I actually had two, and Jacob actually said one of them.
Oh,
'cause
Charmander. Oh, no.
I'm a fire type, so my two have to be
up?
Chimchar and fucking Charmander. I'm a fire type.
Oh my
I-
god.
I'm
So
a
I
fire
screwed-
type. I'm literally a fire type. That's the only two I would play growing up.
Josh, what happened?
So
What did
I screwed up and looked at my card. I'll show you. You'll see. You'll be like, "What the hell?" So I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'm just like, "What?" So I used to be the same way. I used to be a basic boy,
Okay,
a soy boy, drinking my soy milk, going to California, doing all that, being vegetarian, and I used to like Charmander, Charizard,
I'm
because
a
that's how I
fire
was.
type.
I was a basic boy, and then I realized, who I would have IRL, the cutest Pokemon to ever have. I have a Snuffy, and I don't know if you know what that is.
I'm gonna have to look that up real fast. Oh,
I think it's Snuffy. I think that's what it's called. But it's a little bear Pokemon. It is the cutest thing ever.
Talking about now. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
You know
I'm not gonna
exactly-
lie.
I don't think
I'm
it's
not gonna
called
lie.
Snuffy. I just screwed it up.
When you watch Detective Pikachu, I'm not gonna lie, Psyduck is like a lot more powerful than I thought.
Damn, okay, fuck. No, that's my favorite Pokemon. I totally I was thinking just
Psyduck is
Psyduck.
absolutely insane. Like I'm not gonna lie, I freaking love Detective Pikachu when they came out because the way they did the Pokemon, the CGI for it was exactly how I would imagine them. Like Mewtwo looked absolutely fantastic.
Mhm.
And I just loved I'm not gonna lie, I loved the movie. I thought it was so cute but so awesome. I just really wished when they did the cage fight with Pikachu, I really wanted to see more.
Yeah.
I so wanted to see more from that scene. It looked so good and I was like, they did me wrong. They
Yeah.
did me wrong with that scene. But you
This
see
was- this is-
Psyduck. You see Psyduck and he's like, Psyduck, and he just loses his mind.
So this is the card I got. I think it's worth $30 now. It's the ultra
Wow.
rare
Oh my
that
god.
I got. And I'm like, oh, that's
Very
cool.
good.
It's a rainbow too.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's worth $20 or something.
Yeah,
Nothing
Psyduck
crazy. Oh.
was my favorite because of the fact in the anime and stuff he wasn't powerful at all, and then he just goes off one time and I was like, what the fuck is this dude? And then when I see him in the live action, it's just he's capable of something, and he's
Yes.
the most nonchalant Pokemon. I love that.
I mean,
Don't stress him
Psyduck.
out.
Well, Psyduck in the show and in the movie, he's really cool and all. In the game, he is trash.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
Like,
in the game,
He
he's
is,
I'm just
he is so bad.
He said, Moss says,
Only
Josh,
fine.
put that card in a sleeve. Also, Moss said Squirtle was his first favorite Pokemon, and then he says Lickitung is a close second, and then Snorlax is one of my faves, but I can't own one in real life easily. That's what he says.
I mean, yes. I mean, you can. I mean, they have those the beanbag, whatever.
No, he's saying if you
Unfortunately-
actually owned it, if you actually had a Snorlax in your house, it probably would demolish your house. Is what he's saying.
yes, they're huge. If I had
You can block a full
Mewtwo-
freaking bridge, bro.
Oh yeah. No, I know. You're right. Imagine him having on the Harbor Bridge or something.
Yeah, that movie absolutely satisfied me. When that movie came out, I was like, Ryan Reynolds, perfect Pikachu. CGI, absolutely amazing. The entire movie was just my childhood.
Yeah. So good.
So the reason I didn't watch it, and the reason why I didn't watch it, is because Danny DeVito was not Detective Pikachu. I wanted that meme to be real.
I gotta
and
say,
it was not real. So I didn't watch it.
when the game first came out, for Detective Pikachu, and then everyone saw it, was like, oh my god, it's so cool. And then literally 2 days later, people were like, Danny DeVito needs to be Detective Pikachu. And then they put the voice to it. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
they're right. This is the best casting I've ever seen. And Ryan Reynolds, totally fine. I'm totally fine with that. He's super funny and super sarcastic in the way that you would think a Pikachu is. But to see Danny DeVito take that over would be so fun too. But we can always wish, But we have the videos of people making it a thing. So I have no complaint at all.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I have this card too.
Yes!
Oh,
I love Mew.
he did it.
I couldn't find it.
I loved that they did the movie and like when they did the cities exactly how you would imagine them in the games, like and it was cool because they definitely still tied it into the games too. Like he wanted to be a Pokemon trainer. He grew up loving them, and I love that they still like found a way to like connect the storyline somehow to the games and to the shows, and I thought it was really cool that they paid homage to that. And you heard the Pokemon theme song in the background, and it automatically just takes you back to your childhood of playing games and watching the show and like growing up with that. And I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional watching the movie because I was like, oh my god, they look so good.
Oh man, I know. I want more things.
By the way,
this
is a Pokemon that I'm talking about.
Oh. I thought you were talking. At first, I thought you were talking about the bear.
That's the
with,
Pokemon
like,
I want.
the
You guys are
crescent moon.
scrubs.
I thought you were talking about the bear with like the crescent moon on his belly.
No, I want this one.
But yeah, no, that one looks a lot better. He looks so cute. He's like
no Stuffle. That one's the cutest one.
Stuffle. I'm gonna give you
best Pokemon.
Stuffle.
He's a normal type. He can learn all the moves.
Can I just say, like, Pokemon names are dirty.
What's
Like,
up?
Pokemon names are super dirty. Like, Stuffle.
Oh yeah,
like you could totally use that as like a sex term. Like, oh man.
You could use.
I can't wait to
Charmander.
Stuffle you tonight. Like, what? What do you mean? What does that even mean? It's a Pokemon. I can't wait to give you a Stuffle tonight.
That's not what you said though. You said I can't wait to Stuffle you tonight, and I'm like, what?
But it sounds like either choke you out or like it could be a different word.
No, it's called a Charmander. There's one called a Charmander. You don't.
Okay, we don't need to go into like different.
We don't want to get demonetized.
Yeah, okay. Squirt. Yeah, I mean a Squirtle. Like Moss brings up Squirtle. I mean, come on, you could do a lot with that.
That's not that hard. Everybody knows what that one is.
I mean,
it's when you when you do the little thingy thing, and then the little thingy thing happens. And yeah,
it's just turned into an ASMR podcast now. Looks like.
Yeah.
I want to make you Squirtle. Oh my God, Ma, stop, man. I want to make you Squirtle.
Demonetized.
Oh my God.
This is gonna be the one that's not appropriate for kids. So. It's gonna.
I mean, this is gonna be the NSFW podcast.
Yeah, we got into.
I mean, are we really going for the kids? Like, I mean, like
Josh, please take some context into that. Like, we don't say, are we really going for the kids? Like,
are we making stuff for kids?
Thank you.
Let me say it better.
Like, let's.
I don't think we are.
You guys, like we were having a like a meeting about what kids were gonna go after. Oh my God, man.
I mean, you're the one that brought all that up. This is your fault. You're supposed to be steering me away from saying stuff like that.
And that's been the podcast for the day. That's no, but I think
so anyway,
go ahead.
Back to my first topic, what I wanted to talk about. What is your guys' favorite thing you like to drink?
Okay.
Alcoholic
or no,
or non-alcoholic?
alcoholic, no alcoholic, both. Are any of the things you drink advice to you? Cheers.
I'll let either of you go first, unless you guys would rather me go first. So.
I mean, so for me, Coke.
Okay.
Not cocaine, obviously.
Yeah.
The red Coca-Cola is my vice. I have a dear vice to it. I love Coke. I need to have one like a day. Preferably cherry. Cherry's the greatest Coke. At me if it's not.
I'm adding you right now.
I'm adding you too.
Bro, it's
cherry Coke is the best Coke.
Cherry vanilla Coke, best Coke there is. You can't get.
No, you know why that's trash? No.
Why is that trash?
Why that's
Tell
trash?
me why it's trash.
That's trash because you can't taste any of the cherry. It's all vanilla.
No, you can totally. You're just.
If
you
you
have
want
a busted machine that you're getting out of, man.
If you want a good mixed drink, you buy a cherry Coke. You mix that with vanilla Crown. Oh, beautiful! Greatest thing you've ever tasted. Alcoholic mix ever. You know why? You got the Crown. which is vanilla, which you can taste all the vanilla. You got the Coke, which is cherry. You can taste all that cherry Coke. Mix it in, perfect, beautiful. But yeah, Coke is a huge vice that I have. I need to have a Coke.
Okay.
Ugh.
So
Jacob got called out.
Moss in the chat says, Jacob is a White Claw basic bitch. All right, can I just say, if I had my own bartender, I would not. I mean, Emma is kind of a bartender. Like she's learning how to make different drinks, but I'm not gonna like make her make me a drink. That's completely sexist. So I just want to say,
No, I mean you could be polite and ask. You don't have to say, "Hey Emma, make me a drink."
hey yo,
Like
I'm gonna be doing
like
this
a
thing. Can you
mean
make me a
person.
drink while I'm doing this? Thanks. See you later. No.
No, all you have to do is like, "Hey Emma, I know like I owe everything to you. You're the greatest thing in my life. But can you please make me
Just
an
making
alcoholic
points.
drink?"
Okay, you guys are right. I'm sorry. I took that the wrong way, and I apologize. So, with that said, I could probably politely ask her to make me a drink, and she would. So, yeah. I just took it like 20 steps further than it needed to be taken. But,
You made
So-
it like Bewitched, where the girl automatically makes her
exactly, yeah.
the dude a
to
martini.
kind of bring it all
Like
back
that's
around.
no.
If I'm being honest, okay, I do like White Claws. I will admit that here on stream. If you're not drinking White Claws, you know, you break. What is the saying? I said it last week. I think if you don't drink or who
No, what you said was drinking a White Claw, you don't break a law. Something like that. There are no laws with White
yeah,
Claws.
there are no laws when you drink White Claws. Was the saying I said, and if that is not a great saying, I don't know what is. But I do like White Claws.
It's not, but okay.
But if I had a preferred drink, it would be a Long Island iced tea, because man oh
my
man,
God.
do those things hit. Can I just say that is the thing you can get drunk on the fastest, and that is what I'm looking for. I'm just like, give me a chug a lug lug. I'm in the tub. Next thing I know, I'm blackout drunk. You know, so that's all. It's sweet. Has 5 different alcohols in it to get you, you know, turn up. 2012. But and I'm digging a really deep hole for myself right now. But yeah, Long Island iced tea is my favorite drink.
It's a pretty good drink, I'll give you that, but I think there are other drinks that will just get you screwed up a lot faster.
But it's the one that tastes like the best.
Laney,
Oh, okay, whatever. Laney, come on.
it's subjective. Everything's subjective.
So typically, I am a rum and coke kind of gal, but there is actually a sushi place right near me that I went to, and I can't remember if it was like a sangria that I tried or something
Oh,
else
those are
that they
good.
had, and the thing was about yay big, and I think I had probably a few sips, and I was already feeling it. Like because they don't put like typical American alcohol. They use Japanese alcohol. And so it hits you
Oh.
twice as hard.
Oh,
And
man.
that became like my new favorite thing when I went there. I was like, give me more. I probably shouldn't have worn heels that time I went. And I probably should not have asked to sit at the bar, because getting out of that seat was a nightmare after I was done.
Oh my god. Jesus
Speaking
Christ.
of, let's change topics. What is like drunk? Well, no, I want to continue. We're continuing with the topic, but I want to talk about drunk wise. Drink like, when were you at your like worst, like drinking a whole lot? Not like in life. I mean like the worst time you've had like a bad night.
A
Like,
bad
getting
night?
just-
Does it have to be bad?
Like, no, it could be a good night. I just
Okay.
mean like you're completely obliterated.
I'm
That's
gonna
what I mean.
I'm gonna be honest here. I've only ever really been like blacked out drunk once in my like ever. I've like anytime I've had drinks, I've
Okay.
never gotten past the point of like tipsy. This is
Oh,
the one
okay.
and this is the first and the last time I've ever been completely blacked out drunk.
Oh Jesus.
And it was actually out when I used to live with my old roommate, because to be honest, she was quite the alcoholic, and it kind of took a turn on me. And like we kind of partied a little too hard at her house. That was about it. I basically just said I'm never doing that again because I did not feel well the next day.
Oh,
So I've gone
no.
blackout twice.
You've gone blackout twice?
Go ahead. Yes, twice. Yeah, twice. The best moment I think the best is I was with my buddy and we were celebrating my birthday.
Josh, stop talking. Stop talking, Josh. You're breaking up really bad.
I could not remember it for the life of me.
Oh my God,
you're
it's
so.
lagging.
Okay, is it better?
It's better now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad. No, I
Oh
know.
my God. I mean,
Okay.
It was like it rewinded and then went like fast forward, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no, I'm Quicksilver, guys. That's my superpower.
Oh
So
my
I go super fast. No, but like apparently it was the best night I've ever had with my buddy, and I was taking shots. I got 2 free shots for my birthday. I was drinking a whole lot back before the COVID times.
Yeah.
Before
The
times.
dark. The before four.
The before times, like in the Rick and Morty. But I drink a lot. I was just chugging everything down. I had apparently the greatest night of my life, and I don't remember any of it.
No.
And I'll get more into it. I'll talk about that more. I mean, later when we talk about more podcast stuff, I'll get deeper into that, tell that whole story eventually.
Yeah, I want to know.
But for right now, it was one of those crazy like nights that if you could remember, you'd remember it for the rest of your life. But I couldn't remember it because I was completely blackout drunk.
Oh Jesus. Lainey, did you have more to say on your thing or?
No, I on it like I said, that was the first and last time I'd ever get blackout drunk. Like I more or less remember like everything that happened. Like it even though I was drunk, I more or less could remember everything that happened, and I was just like, I'm not doing this again. Like as fun as it was to play like board games and karaoke and all that stuff, I just like don't really care for drinking, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't mind doing it socially or like at home, but I'm not like a huge drinker. So for me, that was like the one and done experience.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nope.
Yeah, with funny enough with everything that happened with COVID, we started playing like poker and board games at night, and it was like a fun thing. And I basically always had a orange juice and vodka is what I would always have at night. Like with
that's good.
It's so good, and it catches up to you, and like you can split the difference, and it still tastes like orange juice most of the time. You barely taste the vodka, but I've never gotten blackout drunk. I've wanted to do it once, and I've never gotten to that point, unfortunately. And I still want to experience that, but at the same time, I'm like, do I want to get blackout drunk and not remember anything? Maybe.
I mean, it's not like, I'll be honest with you, like I said, since I'm a pro at this apparently compared to you guys. It's not a bad, like, it's not good that you don't remember, obviously, for the obvious reasons. Like, if you had a great night like I did, apparently. You don't remember anything. You'll remember everything up to that point.
Yeah. And
then you wake up and you're like, how did I get here?
Oh, I remembered everything for me. I'm like, no.
If you remember everything, then you're not blackout drunk yet. It's at the point where once you like forget, that's when it's like blackout. Once you wake up and you're like, how did this happen? How did I get here? And what transponded while I wasn't like, aware.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know you're blackout drunk. And it's an experience. I mean, if you like Jacob, if you are gonna do it,
mm-hmm.
you do it once typically, and then that's it. You don't want to do it again.
Yeah,
typically the next day, you feel terrible.
Yeah.
Like if you get really bad hangovers, this is like really, really, really bad.
Oh Jesus.
Like it's like on another level.
Yeah. So
but
okay.
Oh no, go ahead. Like I'm just saying, like it's one of those things where like typically, and when you typically get blacked out, you're in like a social setting, and you're typically just like having fun, and
Yeah.
you're putting more back because you're having fun
Yeah.
than
And
you're
not even
drinking
noticing
water
it.
and all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you typically don't notice it. It typically like
Creeps
it
up on you.
creeps up on you,
Yeah.
and then it just hits you.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
Especially,
much.
it depends on what you drink as well. It depends on what you drink,
Yeah.
how much
Like
you
if you're
drink.
if you're
so.
just taking straight up shots, then yeah, it's gonna hit you harder than you drinking like a mixed drink.
Mm-hmm. There was.
Well,
okay.
yeah.
There was two. There
No,
was
continue.
two separate occasions where I had a really great night, and like it was. I think it was my first time that I had like a Long Island iced tea for the first time, and that was like a great night. I had like 2.5 like cups, like they were like the white styrofoam cups at the time, or this is where the place did it. Had a super great night there. The first time I ever drank when I was 17, worst experience ever. There was like an open bar at a next door neighbor's house of my friend that was having like a party, or like a birthday party, and they had their own bartender. Didn't check any IDs, so we had rum and coke. And we had like 3 rum and cokes because I was like, oh, I'm so cool, I'm drinking, I'm having the best time ever, you know. And being a 17-year-old skinny ass 120-pound white boy, you know, like thinking I can take in everything, I'm like, oh, we got this. So we drank a whole lot, and I mean we were like the only kids there, so we didn't even talk to anybody. That was like everybody else there was like 30-40 years old, and we're like 17-year-olds at this 17-year-olds at this party for no reason.
Oh,
and
geez.
then we like after like the 3 drinks that we had, we literally walked back over to his house, and we played like on his PC or whatever. And I got into bed, and then I woke up about 3 hours later, thinking that it was like more. By the time we left, it was like 1 o'clock. So I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I was like, "Oh no, I don't like this feeling at all." And I didn't throw up. I held everything down. But as the morning went on, I was like, I'm getting hungry. But the thing was, the night before when we were drinking, I didn't eat anything for dinner. So it was all
No.
filled up with alcohol and alcohol and alcohol.
Yeah.
So my friend, he had these like the like chocolate donut packages that you can buy in like at Sam's Club and stuff like that.
no.
And so
Oh no!
I got one of the packs, and I was like, I want to eat this. And so I ate one, and the only time I've ever had this experience is like when I got broken up with and my heart broken for the first time. It's where you have the feeling of like, you know, you need to eat something, but your body doesn't want you to eat it. And I had that when I drank this, and I was like, oh my god, this tastes good, but I don't want to swallow it. And it was like my stomach had shrunk so much from the alcohol that I drank the night before that it didn't want anything else in my stomach. It was like, no, it was like rejecting it. So I had to like painfully swallow like these donuts, and it was the worst thing ever. Like I didn't tell my mom about, like, I mean, years later I told her, like whenever I was like 19, 20, I finally told her. I was like, yeah, we did this. But yeah, like when I went home, I never told her, and that she like made my favorite thing that she makes. She made she made spaghetti and like garlic bread, and I was like,
So good.
no, I want it, but so I ate barely a little bit of it. And she's like, are you full? I'm like, yeah. It was so good. It was so like, oh, no. And she made it like once a month, so I'm like, I have to wait until I get it again. So
yeah. So any advice to any people who usually typically drink or just start drinking, turn 21 and start drinking legally and all that?
Yeah, definitely do that, because that's
one. I'm gonna be honest. If you ever drink, make sure you like have a full stomach.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, that's
something
I learned, obviously.
Always have a full stomach, or at least eat something before you start drinking. The reason why is because you look cooler to people because you can drink a lot more and you're all fine. So that's number one. And number two, if you can actually you can handle more. I wouldn't drink more personally, but I mean, by the time the alcohol like really hits your system, like it'll be a lot. that you'd have to drink.
Yeah.
So if you decide to go, and another thing too, if you do drink, make sure you have someone drive. Make sure you have someone who
Yes. Thank you.
doesn't
Have
drink and
someone-
drive.
Have someone not only like that's gonna drive, but like have someone that you know you can trust, like while
If
you're
you're gonna
drinking.
get really,
Yeah,
really
like if you're
screwed up.
planning to drink, have someone you know you can trust that not only they'll drive, but they'll drive you home. Like make sure you're okay. Like make sure you get to your front door okay and stuff, and like like someone who you can trust to like if you like watch or drink if you need to do something or whatever. Like whenever I turn 21, my birthday's the 5th of July, so I typically celebrate it the day before on the 4th of July. And luckily, like,
Yeah.
I was with my parents and stuff and my family, like, I didn't have to worry so much. But I normally, like, always try to, like, be careful if I'm out drinking.
Oh yeah,
with
don't
my
ever go out
friends.
alone. The
Yeah.
2 times I did get like super blacked out, I was lucky to have my friends with me to
Yeah.
like take me home. So I was lucky enough to have that. But I mean, always if you go out, typically you're going out with your friends anyway. Just make sure that like
Josh, don't talk.
What's happening?
still doing it, huh?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still doing it.
Oh my god.
Uh,
So good. That's
Remember,
so good.
guys, if you're gonna drink water, not coffee, the whole coffee sobering you up thing is actually like a terrible idea because if you're mixing caffeine with alcohol, it's just bound to like make you feel even worse. So don't
yes,
do
always
that.
eat greasy food. If like
Just get water, and yes, if you're gonna eat, get like greasy food because the whole idea is you want something with like lots of fats, because that's gonna help kind of absorb that alcohol in your body. So if you're gonna get food, try to get something with like protein, chicken, red meat, like burgers are really good
Yeah.
to have with like drinks. So
And yeah, to add to that, I mean, obviously, we're talking about our stories that we had like the worst aspect of happen. And drinking, just to kind of like tell everybody, drinking is fun when also done in a reasonable manner. So drink responsibly. Don't overdo your limit. Obviously, if you know your limit, don't go past that. We're not telling you to get blackout drunk. We're just saying our experiences of being blackout drunk or being drunk or to the highest point we've been drunk. So drink responsibly.
if you're gonna do it in moderation.
Yeah.
Like
And
don't
have
feel the
someone-
need to binge drink.
Exactly. Have somebody with you and just like have someone with you like Lainey said that you can trust and be like there for you and stuff and isn't gonna and be like, oh yeah, I'm fine to drive. Like do not like have that with somebody because that's not safe. I've lost a couple of people due to that and it's not worth it. It's not at all worth it. So
another thing to do, if you do decide to drink, typically like everyone's saying, do it in moderation. But like I don't like ever since Corona started, I don't typically like we don't go out drinking.
Mhm.
You don't drink as much. You don't party as much because Corona and all that. So I think it's helped a lot of people Corona with drinking and everything. But if you do decide to drink, just like kind of do it in like social. You don't want to kind of like you want to do it like with a group of friends. You don't want to like just be alone and do it because I mean mentally it could be something bad to do if you just straight up drink alone. And you want to, if you're gonna do it, you want it to do it in a good happy environment and kind of have fun.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
And I guess another thing to add is if you are gonna do it socially, don't have a competition to see who can drink the most and all that because that's
You're
just
gonna
gonna cause
suffer.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
just
know
gonna cause more problems than it is y'all are gonna have fun because then everyone's gonna be like wasted and everyone has a different drinking limit. So if
Real
you're
talk,
saying
just don't do stupid shit.
yeah, if you're telling like me, someone of my size, to have a competition with them, I can't drink nearly as much as them probably.
Oh,
and
I have stories like that.
and
that
and not
will
only
be
that,
clear.
but like not only like are you like increasing the chance of everyone getting blacked out drunk and everyone being in danger, like from that. But also, like I said, if there's someone in that group who can't drink as much as you and you're trying to like peer pressure them into doing that, you can cause them to have a lot of health issues in the future, liver failure and stuff like that, and if they get alcohol poisoning. So just I would refrain from that. It's not really the smartest idea to do that.
Well,
Just, be safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One final thing before we get off this topic, because we're starting to get into the sad,
The
not
dark,
funny,
sad.
no ha-has, no memes.
It's just
The
trying
dark
to be
side of
safe.
alcohol.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm gonna say this. I know, huge disclaimer. We're just saying shit. We're letting you know what you shouldn't do. We're giving you our voices. Whatever you do, you're gonna do. It's up to you.
Yeah.
So
life.
we're just giving advice. Anyway, but safely.
Yeah, and
make sure we have a better 2021 than 2020.
Exactly.
Speaking of 2020, Game of the Year, trash. I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Why did they pick the shitty Last of Us 2?
Oh, okay.
Game of the Year.
We're not getting into
trash.
We're not getting into
Yeah, no, we gotta save it for another time.
We got. We're not doing it.
Fine.
We're an hour and 20 minutes in. We gotta end it here.
Fine.
But obviously,
well,
it's looking like next week we will be talking about the Game of the Year for certain people, and discussing that in an argument fashion, and it looks like it's gonna be really fun, especially with what Josh just said and what Lainey just said with Among Us. That's kind of an out there like little thing. So we'll see what happens. I do want to say though, on the last blackout thing, is that Moss in the chat over here said blacked out at a wedding equals broken leg. No reason to share though. So yeah. So just this little thing that because I started talking to him when this happened, and that was super funny. Not funny. I mean, it sucks, but it was funny how it happened.
It's not funny. Don't laugh. And then you start laughing.
So, yes, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks again, Lainey and Josh, for taking the time out of your Saturday to record this and have a lot of fun, as always.
Oh, yeah, of course. Quick question.
Yeah.
For later today, will you be streaming again, but video games? And if you are, where can I find you?
No, that's funny that you asked, Josh. Yes, because I will be taking a hour-long break in between when this podcast is finished and when I start streaming, and I'll be streaming on YouTube Gaming. That's Tube with a 3 and 7 E at the end. YouTube Gaming. I'll be streaming for a little while, and I'll be streaming some games. Maybe I'll finally think about downloading Fall Guys again, because I've been getting some requests for Fall Guys. So we'll see about that. Or maybe I'll be playing some Bloodborne.
Or maybe you might stream Smash Brothers.
Or maybe I'll stream Smash Brothers.
With your boy Joshy Boy TV. You don't know. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. But yes, I'll be streaming an hour after this goes down, and then I'll be back. Just take a real quick break to get some stuff going, eat something, the whole 9 yards, and we'll be right back at it again and streaming for a couple hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours after that. And now, Lainey, where can people find you again?
Y'all can find me on Twitch at XOLuckyTiger. I haven't been streaming as of lately, but
will you be streaming tonight?
Tonight I won't. I actually have a family thing to be at after this, but I do plan to start streaming again pretty soon this week. I am hoping to bring back the Alien Isolation series I was doing for a bit. God help me, I am terrified to play that game. Even on easy, that game is absolutely terrifying, even on easy mode. I hate the fact that you base it. That game, literally, if you're someone who can get through it, it'll take you a decent 8.5 hours. If you're someone like me who is chicken, it'll probably take you upwards of 3 days.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Well,
it's terrifying.
And Josh, do you want to plug yourself?
Well, you can. I have a Twitch too.
What?
It's Joshy Boy 2 Eyes TV. Yeah, I know, surprising, right? I do have a Twitch. But I'm waiting to get an actual PC. the actual stuff. I'm gonna let you behind the scenes real quick, you guys. For the people who don't know, I'm using a Mac laptop.
You're using a Mac laptop. Oh my god.
I'm using a Mac. So I don't even have a PC. I don't even have a lot of the equipment to stream. How am I doing this? I don't know. Like, to be honest, like, yeah, you hear that? It's charging. I know. We know.
Oh my god.
I don't have a lot of the shit that they have. So soon, once I get a lot of that stuff, I will be streaming. I will be streaming Wii games. I will be streaming PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 3 games, PlayStation 4, not 5, because I'm not like Jacob, who has a PS5 in the background, chilling, acting all cool.
Okay, but this is.
But yeah, that's where you.
We need this channel to take off so we can get Josh a PC. Everybody, that is the goal of this channel. Forget everything I said in the first episode. This is the goal.
That's not even the goal. No, let's not get that a goal. I'm gonna eventually get that. Don't worry. Everything will be better. Honestly, just follow us. You know, you follow me on Twitch. Subscribe to the channel. You know, let people know about it if they want to listen to it. If not, no big deal. We're kind of just doing this for fun. But yeah, I'm just waiting. You know, try to get me that Twitch. What is it? What are you guys? Twitch affiliates?
Affiliate. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Follow me so I could be a Twitch affiliate before I even start my first stream.
We're supposed to be having a competition, y'all, about who can get to like 1,000 followers first.
Yes.
So.
Oh, I
do
lost.
it for me.
Worry,
do it for me. Me.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we're not self-promoting, but we kind of are. But I mean, just follow me, and then you'll get you get the podcast every week. You get everything. All right. Just saying. You'll see everybody here.
Oh yeah. Also follow YouTube on what did I say? YouTube. Is that YouTube?
It's
Gaming
YouTube
on
Gaming.
No, I know YouTube on IGN, right? Or not IGN.
Oh my
IG,
god.
Right?
Instagram. YouTube
I don't know
Gaming
why
on
I said...
Twitter. It's everything. Everything is YouTube.
There you go.
Gaming.
I just wanted to make sure.
Y'all can follow me on the same thing as well.
Oh,
Okay.
and on TikTok. I am being told by other sources I also have a TikTok. I totally forgot about it.
Of course
But yeah, also with here, like, guys, subscribe, leave comments. We love it. We love to see everything. We love to see you guys. You know, we want to get you know, questions about us. You know, maybe we can answer them on stream for you guys to give a little bit more in depth about who we are.
And give us constructive criticism so we can get better.
Yes, please. That would actually be very good. You're not going to hurt us at all.
We appreciate it. Yes, we appreciate feedback.
Exactly.
Because if not, it will only get worse from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we don't know what we're doing wrong,
down,
if we don't know what we're doing wrong, we don't know how to improve.
And I already know with me, I had a huge bad day today. Technical issues. It's all, but you know, it'll be better the next day.
Yeah. And Moss, to answer your question, will the podcast be every Sunday? So we will be recording mostly every Saturday. We'll be recording. That is the plan. Crossing our fingers that we stick to that plan. If not, yes, we will be recording it on Sunday. But we'll be doing this Twitch thing just like this every single time we do it. We're gonna go Twitch, record, and YouTube. So go ahead.
If we can't do it Saturday, I like live stream and all that. I think Sunday it would be Sunday too.
Yeah.
It's typically a weekend. We will broadcast, we'll record it, and then it would typically be posted up the next day on YouTube.
Exactly, and it's exactly that. So thank you everyone for tuning in on the stream. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. This episode.
Thank you guys.
This episode got crazy. It went places I didn't think it was gonna go, and that's the real baloney, guys. So we'll be seeing you next week. See you later.
Cheers. See you next week.
Bye. Bye.